learned yesterday in Mishnah in Tractate Nazir, and we explained that there are two separate categories. Money that is specified for something versus money that is concealed. Meaning, we have in our case a Nazir, a Nazirite, that he passed away and he left money that it's unspecified. We do not know what exactly the purpose of that money. Now, in general, we know the halakha that by the end, the very end of the term of Nazirut, he needs to bring an offering. Now, if it was a regular offering, for example, the offering of Olah, the burn offering, the peace offering, you take it as a gift, lekaitz hamizbeach. Okay? The problem is that it combined with a sin offering, and the sin offering, we have the rules which we learned yesterday and day before yesterday, that it's not befitting to bring it on the altar. Why? We explained yesterday because the quote-unquote sinner is no longer among the living. So we learned yesterday the view of Rabbi Yochanan. He said, Ma'ot stumot lindavar. When you have money that it's unspecified, you bring us a voluntarily gift. The Gemara asks, is that specifically for Nazir or for others? So in general, we have to emphasize, we said that's as an example yesterday, if we have a pushka, we have tzedakah fund. So if it's specified clearly, this money goes to the mikveh, this money goes to the yeshiva, this money goes to the hospital, right? So we cannot use that money for other purposes. Versus if it's unspecified, so in general, if it's a discretionary fund, you can use it whatever the people who in charge make their own mind. But if it's in our case, when you have a Nazir that he passed, and you have a combination, and one of them is a sin offering, and sin offering you need to have the present of the sinner, here you enter the domain of problem. So we are 2 lines from bottom of page 25b. We're going to study today, Mitzvah Shem, page 26. The Gemara said, Amar, which is Rabbi Yochanan, he said, Halacha hi benazir. Rabbi Yochanan hold that this is halacha leMoshe Sinai. Remember yesterday we explained what is halacha leMoshe Sinai? That Moses received the Torah and transmitted to us. It was the written and the oral. We believe that both are divine, and therefore we have the tradition from that point that money goes as a gift, voluntarily gift, even though part of that is what? Money of a sin offering. And as you know, we have a problem with that. So Rosh Ed, that's specifically Nazir, and not the others. So the Gemara said, Vetu leika, you mean to say that only when it's come to Nazirite, this money, ma'ot stumot, money that is unspecified, go as a gift offering? Vehatanya, who learn in a Braita, Ush'ar chayavei kinin sheba Torah. There are those who needs to bring a special bird, such as a woman that deliver a baby, a leper, someone who have a discharge, regardless if it's a male or female. So they need to bring a sin offering as a bird, and this is the language of the Rambam in Ilchot Psulei HaMukdashim, chapter 5. All individuals obligated to bring bird offerings by Torah law, who have separated money for the nests, may purchase either a bird sin offering or a bird burn offering with all the money, if they so choose. So basically what you see here, that you have all these categories, it's called chayavei kinim, if you have a poor person that they have to bring a bird offering. So if you have, for example, a leper who is poor, okay, so you have to bring 2 turtle doves. One is a burnt offering and the other one is for sin offering, instead of a sheep or things like that, because he is indigent. 26, שהפרישו מעות לקיניהם. So originally they are poor, now they turn wealthy. Rabbeinu Peretz explained, he said, look, we have to first and foremost differentiate between yoledet, a woman that delivers a child, or leper, versus zav and zava, someone who have a discharge. He explained that when it's come to yoledet or metzora, the woman that deliver a child or leper, so they, if their status change, if from being pauper, indigent, they turn to be wealthy, they can change. Instead of bringing a cheap bird, they can bring an animal. It changed. The problem is, here they set aside money, and they said that money is for the bird, okay? And all of a sudden, they won the lottery, all right? So what do you do now? רצה להביא בהם חטאת בהמה יביא, עולת בהמה יביא, meaning, the Rivan explained, you can add more money to the money that you already designated for the bird, and in that accumulation of old money, new money, you can bring either the burnt offering from animal or the sin offering for animal. Why? The logic here is, since he put aside money that it's unspecified, he did not say that this is for the burnt offering, this is for the sin offering. So therefore, he can combine. Met והיו לו מעות סתומות, but if he died and he had this unspecified money, as you remember we said yesterday, that you cannot bring an offering for deceased. יפלו לנדבה, it's go for the voluntarily communal offering. So what do you see from that? That when you're bringing a burnt offering as a voluntary act, it's not part of our concern that the money of a sin offering combine with this money. So why Rabbi Yochanan said that rule applies solely by the Nazir, by the Nazirite, and not by other? So the Gemara said, Tana Nazir v'chayavei kinin de damulei. Rabbi Yochanan mentioned the word Nazirite, that he brings several offerings, burnt offering, sin offering, peace offering. And for sure, the same, the Keren Orah, there's a book called Keren Orah, he explained that the same applies to others. Harei elu lekorbanot zikiti. So it means you have here a combination and you're not concerned about the money. Tosfot said that it's for the sin offering. Why? Because that halacha leMoshe Sinai applies to all unspecified money that come in that ways. So if you think backward, the language of Reish Lakish, he used the term of vow, motar neder unedava. So how he reconciled with these statements? So Velvolev or Brisk said, if you look deeply in that, and you ask yourself, what's the matter of vow? What type of matter of vow you have with the leper, for example? How that? So he explained based on what the Rosh said. It's Le'apuki Mehadetanya. Rabbi Yochanan come and teach us something that excluded, which is, it's not a disputation, the Rosh said, but an addition statement. Mishaya mechuyav chatat, if one individual committed a sin and he needs to bring a sin offering, for example, unwittingly he ate fat, right? And the Torah said that it prohibited, okay, but it was not in his intent. Ve'amar harei alai hola, so it means that he needs to have two separate offerings. One is for the sin, bringing a sin offering, and one is a burn offering for his vow. Vehifrish ma'ot, and he set aside money. Ve'amar harei elu lechovati, and he said, this money is designated for my obligation. Okay, so it means that's for the sin offering and burn offering. Ratza lavi bahem chatat behema lo yavi. If you wish to bring an animal sin offering, he may not bring one. Olad behema, burn offering for animal, lo yavi. Why? Because he said in his language of a neder, of a vow, harei elu lechovati, which means that it's a combination of both sin and burn offering, and not one. Met ve'ayu lo ma'ot stumim, if he passed away and it was unspecified money, yelchu leyam hamelach. You need to get rid of them, you go to Dead Sea and throw them. Why? Because you have a money that come from sin offering that combine, and as we said many times, that the money of sin offering, if the owner passed, you can't do anything with that money. You have to get rid of that money. And that's what Rabbi Yochanan alluded indirectly by using the word ben Nazir. That if you have unspecified money when it's come to Nazir, that's what we learn Halacha Moshe Sinai, that you're not concerned about sin offering money, that combine of them. So if you have the ma'ot stumim, if you have money that was unspecified for two separate issues, for example, the sin offering, the purpose of that money is to atone. We are close to Yom Kippur, so it's very appropriate, right? To atone for his sin. The burn offering, it's because of his vow. So since you have part of that money for sin offering in that combination, and he is no longer among the living, so you have to get rid of that money. So the Shagat Aryeh asks a question. Also you see it in the Maharit. You know the story of Goliath. So, or you see other stories with King David, just as an example. So the king said, King Saul, he said, whoever fight and win over Goliath, I'll make him rich. Or I bring my daughter to be her husband, right? Whoever do so and so with the Philistines, I give him my daughter. So you ask a question based on our discussion. If you have kiddushin lemafreya, if you have here a retroactive act of betrothed before it happens, meaning since David commit himself to do it, and he is running the against Goliath and he won, does that mean that he is already married the daughter of King Saul retroactively or not? Because the king said, this is my goal, whoever make it, get my daughter. So does that mean he gets his daughter the moment that he started or the moment that he won? How far you go? So based on our sugya, if you think about the designation of item versus the circumstance that change, it can be part or based on this discussion. The Gemara add to that and try to elaborate the idea of money that it's unspecified, that if the owner passed away, you, in general term, again, if it's not a sin offering, should go for voluntarily communal money. So, Amar Rav Ashi, Hade Amart, what you said, money meforashim, which means meforashim meaning some money that was total specified, allocated, lo, it's not going to voluntarily gift, but go to Dead Sea. Lo teima de amar elu lechatati velu ladlati velu lishlamai. You have 3 sets of money, and he said, this is money that designate for my sin offering, this is my burn offering, this is my peace offering. Ela afilu amar elu lechatati ulalati velishlamai. If he said all this combination of this money, this money, this money, it's all combination together for the 3, meforashinen. Since he specified clearly in his mouth, sin, burn, peace offering, even is not designated money to each and every offering, since we do not have the clarity of Halakha Moshe Sinai, that the money that is unallocated, unspecified, goes for the gift offering, as we said, he said, Elu lechovati, lekorbenotai. So that's different story. But when he mentioned the title of the offering, so you can't treat it as an unspecified money, and therefore you treated them the same as money that you have to get rid. The Rosh said you have to go to the Dead Sea and to throw them. So the issue Tosfot said is, how do you differentiate, how do you separate between the categories if you have accumulation of fund? Ve'ika de amrei, it's another option to say, Amar Rav Ashi lo teima ad de amar elu lechatati ulalati ulashlamai, אלא אפילו אמר אלו לחובתי, הרי הן כמפורשים. So don't say that if he said specified fund, it's only the money that he declared, but which means these are for sin, this is for burn offering, this for peace offering. But even if he declared these are for my sin offering, for my burn offering, for my peace offering, they are considered as specified fund. So the difference between the 2 avenues, the Rosh explains. You have here 2 avenues of view of Rav Ashi. So the one is said, Omer lechovati, that's unspecified money, and you go for the gift offering, or if it's a specified, then you have to get rid of that money. But you see here, the Kernora explained, based on the Tosfot here, that you have 5 different avenues when it's come to a money that is specified or unspecified. Number 1, if he said this is for the sin offering, this is for the burn offering, this is for the peace offering. So that's what we said on page 24 in the Mishnah. Sin offering go to Dead Sea, burn offering you bring it to the altar as a burn offering, and peace offering you bring as a peace offering. That's the first case. Basic, simple. If he's combined, he said this is for sin offering, burn offering, a peace offering. So you have now a mixture. So therefore, what's the problem with the mixture? That one of them is sin offering. So therefore, you need to throw them, to send them to the Dead Sea and get rid of that. Number 3, if he said, Elu lechovati, this is my obligation. That's the first way of Rav Ashi, that he said that this is like an unspecified money. He can go to the voluntarily money, and the other option is מפורשים כתערובת. It's interpreted as a combination of both, and you have to go to Dead Sea again and throw them away. אלו לקורבנות נזירותי, number 4. That's a unspecified money, and you cannot bring only burnt offering or only sin offering, but only both. So therefore we have הלכה למשה מסיני that they have to go for a gift communal offering because it's a combination of sin offering of the others. Number 5, he said אלו לנזירותי, that this is an unspecified money because you can bring only burnt offering or sin offering, and therefore since you cannot bring as obligatory, you have to put it as a voluntarily communal offering, and you don't need הלכה למשה מסיני for this because you do not have a combination of sin offering with that, because you can use it for burnt offering. Rava Amar Rava Had Amaran, this is another halacha in regards to unspecified money. So he said, Had Amaran ma'ot stumin yeplu l'ndava. So if what we said, that's the unspecified money, go to voluntarily communal gift, that's only when that money will stand the same way as it was consecrated originally. So Tosfot in Tractate Talmud explain that, for example, if someone bought a house and the market changed and the value of the house went down, so you cannot say, oh, look how much I bought it and how much it's worth now. Why? Because that's the market. You have a fluctuation. You have ups and downs. So the same here in our case. As someone who's a Nazir and he put aside an offering, right? And therefore that hafrasha chala, the moment that he set aside, it's ineffective. Only if you have a precondition that is set up in advance. So this is the beauty. If it's a combination of money, so we understand that it's a combination of several entities and you treat it accordingly. But if it's divided, therefore it's considering as a specified money. And Tosfot explains that therefore you cannot take it as a voluntarily communal money because it was a specified money. So he said, Im nafla dmei chatat mi benehem, if you have the money for the sin offering fall and was separate from others, all the remaining money is now considered ki meforashim, that it's like allocated money, specified fund. So specified fund, what we said, that you cannot bring it for the obligatory offering, because, for example, if he passed away, so you have to put it in a Dead Sea, right? The rest of the money you can use half of burnt offering, half of peace offering. So here you have a case of unspecified money. That only applies if it's a combination of money for sin offering. But if he already specified and he separated the money for the sin offering, that's a different story. So as you see, again, the key issue we have is the moment the sin offering involved here, that's our issue. 26b, תניא כבתי דרבה, אלו לחטאתי ואשר לנזירותי, דמי החטאת ילכו לים המלח. If he specified, he said, this is the money that the Nazir designated. He said, this fund is for my sin offering. And the rest is go for the burnt offering, peace offering, and he's right away passed away. That's the way Rosh explained. So if the money for sin offering go to the Dead Sea, the rest of the money divided half for burnt offering, half for peace offering, and that's the way Rava said, umo'alin bechulam, and one commits a misuse only by misusing all of the fund. So Tosfot explained, if you take the most of them, so then you have the me'ilah. But since you have a combination of burn and peace offering together, it's not considering misuse until you reach the entire amount. אלו לא תיוושע לשאר נזירותי דמי אולי יביאו עולה ומועלים בהם והשאר יפלו לנדבה. If he said, these are for my burn offering and the remainder are for the remainder of the Nezirut, so he said, therefore if he passed away, it's go for the voluntarily money, and that's what we learn Halacha Moshe Sinai by Rabbi Yochanan. But Tosfot said by Reish Lakish, you have to say that motar yel and dava, leftovers go for the voluntarily gift. Umo'alin bekulan. Why? Because again you have part of the money is the sin offering, and bechatat, in the sin offering you have the concept of misuse. Ve'in mo'alin b'miktsatan, but you do not have that when it's come to a misuse of part of the money. Since it's a peace offering, it's not taking place. That's the way the Rosh said. Amar Rav Huna, Amarav. So by the way, the Vilna Gaon, Umo'alin Bahem, even part of that, that's the Vilna Gaon whole. But the key point is, since he's not bringing them as an offering, so you don't have the concept of Me'ilah, because Chatat, you always have the misuse. But the moment the Chatat combined with that, that's the issue of Me'ilah. Amar Rav Huna, Amarav lo shanu ela ma'ot, that's specifically money. Aval be'ema, if it's an animal, harei kimforeshet, it's like you have something that is totally specified. That if the owner passed, so you have to get rid of that. If it's money, go and throw it to the Dead Sea. That's the Halacha Moshe Sinai. And ma'ot stumim, the unspecified money, go for nedava, for gift offering. That's apply only in the money, but not animal. Amar Rav Nachmana de'amre be'ema kimforeshet lo shanu ela tmima. That applies specifically if the behema, the animal, is unblemished. Aval ba'alat mum, if the animal carries a blemish, harehi kestuma. So you treat it like unspecified. So they said aval naska, but if it's an ingot of metal, is law, it's not treated as an unspecified fund, so it's not subject to all the concept of the law of unspecified fund, because it's not really convertible into cash. So Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak disputed of Rav Nachman, and he said if someone contribute part of the money, Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Amar afilu naska, even an ingot of metal, so aval savar, but if that's beams, so for example you have a group of beams that one set at the top of the other for building, law, so you don't treat it as unspecified money. And if he passed away, then as you write, it's not go voluntarily act, because it's not a setting to be sold in advance. That's the Rosh explained. So let's wrap up what we studied so far. We have Nazir, that he dedicate money for korbanot, for the offering. If he passed away, if it was ma'ot stumim, meaning it was unspecified money, he didn't say specifically, this is for sin offering, this is for burn offering, this is for peace offering. So, and he passed away, so then we have Halacha Moshe Sinai, that it's unspecified money. So if it's a olot, you go for nedava, which means leketz hamizbeach, you go, it's a voluntarily gift. If he said specifically that's for the sin offering, you have to throw it to the Dead Sea. If it's a burn offering, you have to give it as a voluntarily, or is the peace offering the same way, shalmei nedava, peace offering voluntarily gift. And that's Halacha Moshe Sinai, That's specifically ma'ot stumim. If you have money, involved with money, but if it's an animal, or if it's like beams that used to build their houses, so it's considering as a specified money, kesef meforash, and lo stumim, it's not considering as an unspecified money. I would like to conclude with the Mahar Sham. Mahar Sham was a great, not only Hasidic rabbi, but also a great posek, rabbinic, halachic authority. It was a Hasidic sect that called Rojin, very famous Hasidic sect. And Rojin divided after the first Rebbe passed away to several sub-sects, like Chortkov, like Sadigura, like different Hasidic sects that come out of Rojin. So it was a place that they have different shuls and different minagim to every Hasidic sect, that they are all originated by the Rojin Rebbe. Okay? It was a lady, a widow, that she left a huge home as a gift to use as a synagogue in memory, in dedication to the original Rojini Rebbe, the rabbi, the founder of the Rojin. She gave it for him, for all the descendants of the Rebbe. So guess what happened? They go before the Din Torah, they go before the Bet Din to Mahar Sham, this great rabbi. And the problem is, they have three different groups. They have three different groups that want that building, and each one of them have a different approach. Why? The smallest group, that they have the smallest people, they said it should divide it to three parts. Either sell the building or divided it to 1/3 to each of us. The others said, come on, you can't do that. We have a large group and you are a small group, and we need a big space, and you cannot divide it by 1/3. You should count by people, how many we have each group, and that's the way we should divide it. So it was a big war, big fight over that building. So they brought it before the Maharsham. So the Maharsham said, based on our sugya, what we learn about unspecified and specified money. So he said, everyone here is wrong. He said, why? He says, the whole condition that lady left is in memory of that righteous man, the founder, who was connected to everyone. But the way that it's come out, she may disagree to divide it. She maybe wants that, if that's the case, bring it back to the children of the deceased or somebody else. That's not what she intend to see this type of war. So either you make a peace between yourselves, or no one's going to get anything.
Kare tu